Alright, so we back again on the same mission. So this coil pack is perfect. It works for me, and it got my car running 98% better. You know what I'm saying? It's 98% better, but there is, and it does still seem to be a misfire. So now we're gonna change out these spark plugs as well, which, as I was, maybe I said in a previous video, that you should change out, or it's recommended that you change out your coil pack and your spark plugs at the same time. So when you change out your coil pack, you also change your spark plugs. I didn't do that yesterday. I was on a quick fix mission, and sometimes the fix ain't as quick as you think. But that's alright. And like I said in another video, sometimes it costs a little money, and sometimes it costs a little elbow grease. And in my case, it costs both. That's alright. That's alright. Once again, I'm moving, working fast, making this a little hard on myself, not getting my extension out. But hey, you pick your poison out here, you know what I mean? And on the regular, would never really recommend you working on your car while it's hot, but I've been driving mine trying to see what the business is. So these bolts are kind of hot to the touch right now, so I wouldn't recommend that to nobody else, but I've done this a little bit now, so I kind of know what's going on with exchanging and changing this part out. So yeah, that. Live here. Thank you. It's kind of just like I was saying yesterday. You don't want oil being in the bottom of these, down here on these plugs. You don't want oil being down in there. It's dark, but you don't want that. So that could come from, that could also be the cause of the misfire, and that could come from that valve cover gasket that I was mentioning yesterday. That could come from, one of those seals being broken around here. The valve cover gasket for this car is one piece. Just like how the coil pack is one piece, the valve cover gasket is one piece. So it covers the entire engine, entire circumference of the engine, as well as individually covering these spark plugs cases. So, but it's all one piece, you know what I mean? So I installed that myself too. So again, it's not super bad, not super bad. I'm down and out myself. It's not super bad. I've definitely been driving the hell out of my car. So it's not bad at all, but it could be the cause of the misfire. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this piece right here. Bam. It's a little extension. 5/8, but helps you remove your spark plug. Very helpful, very helpful piece. All you do, get down in there. Bam. I like that. Take them out. And that's how you remove spark plug. But remember, I'm doing this shit. I'm doing this hot. You know what I mean? So you gotta be kind of careful. Be careful not to burn yourself. I got the tile set somewhere, so that's while I'm grabbing the towel, to show you. So the spark plugs that I'm about to replace the ones that I have are the Autolite double platinum. So the guy inside AutoZone, shout out to him. He just shout out to what's the address? I don't know. But the AutoZone basically on North Collins, you know what I mean? They always been good people to me, man. They always got, you know what I mean, some helpful and informative people who school me in the right direction. But these are Autolite spark plugs, double platinum. My car requires copper. Double platinum is, you can get platinum, double platinum, iridium, you know what I mean? And double platinum is like, you know what I mean, it's a step up. So it's not a bad thing. It's not the highest brand. But, you know, it should be. Oh, that one ain't in there tight. See, that's a cause issue right there. Got that dude ain't even in tight enough. That could be what the problem is. Good. Not have to change all these. Good be this. Ain't in there tight enough. That didn't even work. I could have spent all this money. And the only problem was that the spark plug wasn't even in there tight enough. And that's the beta. That's that second one that's ugly too. How that happen, okay, man? Don't know what. We're here now. This is the newest one for sure. I know I thought I was having possibly a spark plug issue months ago. And I wind up taking all my spark plugs out, and all of them looked decent at that time. And I wind up just replacing the one that didn't, which is never really recommended. You're gonna change the spark plugs, change all of them at the same time. $6. I spent, you know, $230 to get all 4 of these after taxes, but you know, that spark plug there ain't bad. So it's not something that's one you can keep, you know, you put it in a box and keep it. But these other three, they pretty much shot. So that's something, you know what I'm saying, you can toss those, discard. But that's one you can keep. Just like that, we successfully removed the spark plugs. Like I said, my car holds 4 spark plugs, so got all 4 of those out. We're gonna replace some of these right here. I'll tell you one thing. Driving in Texas don't go together. Good driving in Texas do not go together. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is try to clean out this inside since it's already nasty like that right there. What I'm gonna do is take these 3 spark plugs that I know I ain't gonna do nothing with. They're gonna go to the trash. One spark plug that I got left that I know is good. I'm gonna clean it off. Tuck that in the back pocket. Now, it's not. Probably ain't the prettiest thing that I'm about to do, but you know, we're gonna do what we gotta do to make it get done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take this same rag that I got. It's dirty by stain, but it's not so dirty by debris. You don't want debris inside of your engine. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't recommend putting no tile that got old leaves and dust, dirt, stuff falling off of it. You know, I wouldn't recommend doing that. This more so got, you know, stains from oil and oil, you know, and engine oil. So, not saying that this is recommended to do. It's better to get you a clean tile off rip. But this is what I got. So this is what we're gonna do. There's a little makeshift cleaning thing, but they're gonna stick this down in there. You know, kind of just turn this around, try to kind of get down in there, clean that oil out. You know, we're gonna come right on up out of there, just like that. Just try to get down in there a little bit. Get down in there a little bit, not too much, not too much. Just a little wiggle room. Try to get some of that oil out of there. Come on, out of there. Not too much, too much. Once again, do the same thing. This one, push down in there, wiggle a little bit, get down in there. This is the one that wasn't in there good, so I'm gonna try to get all that oil out of there. Dry. Damn. One more time. Last go round. Come on up out of there. Alright. So, it's not like super immaculately clean, but there's no more oil at the bottom of it. You see what I'm saying? So, that's what we did. Matter of fact, just because I'm looking through the camera, I can see it. We're going to do this last one, or this first one over here. We did. We're going to do that one a little bit better. It's always good to double check yourself. Double check your work. Again, it's a spark plug piece, man. They got a swivel head on it, and man, you'll really see that becomes. My car is pretty easy, straightforward, but man, this is very helpful. Very helpful. In a lot of different makes and models of cars. So definitely a great investment if you know what I mean, like to jump up under the hood. Man, alright. So you got that there. Now we're going to unbox these spark plugs here. 4 individual spark plugs come in a box. Just to show you. So these new spark plug versus old spark plug. Difference. Wear and tear on it. So yeah, have your little visual of being able to understand, okay, when one's gone bad, you know, what it looked like versus a brand new one. You know, I don't know if I got any thread grease. But you know what I can do is go inside and see. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all hold tight. just like that. We're gonna step back inside, get us some thread grease. Now we get busy. Open that thread grease, get you a little sideways. So, what I like to do, you just kind of get you a little corner of it over there. Put you a little bit on it. I don't like to use a lot of anything. Try to be as generous with it as I can, not to overdo it. But that ain't always right, you know. Sometimes stuff needs a good little lubrication. So put you as much as you need on there, but like I said, just don't do too much. Don't create no problems, issues. And when put that on there like that, try to help it out. I'm actually gonna add me a little bit more in there. It can become a little messy, but hey, that's just the name of the game, you know. Somebody asked me, "Once you work on cars?" No, I work on this one. I work on this one. But it's something that I've definitely grown to love, man. I really, really love doing this, you know. I love doing it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something. So we're gonna disconnect that. And when we add these back in here, we're gonna hand tighten. So what we don't want to do is strip these threads. We don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that we get this back down in here, that we get it in there straight and evenly, and we just gonna hand tighten. So to make sure that we're not stripping anything, we just gonna hand tighten, hand tighten, hand tighten, hand tighten, hand tighten, hand tighten, all the way until it stops. I used to try to count how many times I spin it. How many times I make a rotation, but I just used to forget. Man. So right there when it gets tight, you're gonna stop. Pull it on out of there. Okay. Man. We're gonna move on to number 2. And we're gonna do the same thing for all 4 of these spark plugs. So it's gonna be the same process. It's gonna be exactly the same. Apply the thread grease. Apply the thread grease. Apply the thread grease. Apply the thread grease. Get that on there. Get your bit on there. You know, it helps for the thread grease helps for this. You know, metal on metal, it gets really hot. You know what I mean? The engine gets really hot, so it helps for these threads. 1, to go in here smoothly, but 2, for it not to stick, for it not to helps it not to melt, and for it to be welded together. We don't want that. Spark plug get stuck down in there. You can't get it out. You don't have a tough day. All right. Well, go back in here. Make sure we're not gonna get lazy. Is what we're not gonna do. We'll make sure we go in here straight. Make sure we go in here straight. Keep that as straight as we can. Get these rotations in. And this time we're gonna make sure that these spark plugs are all the way down in there and that they tight. Because maybe I changed the spark plug, so ain't no maybe to it. From my misdoing, somehow I didn't put this spark plug. And the last time I changed spark plugs, I didn't put them down in there far enough. I didn't tighten them enough. So that could have been the cause of my issue, and therefore there is no one else to blame for the disturbance of peace in my mind that I've had and the money that I've spent. There's no one else to blame except me. And that's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. lesson learned. Ooh. I got a cousin who just said something. He said, a paid lesson is a learn. Paid lesson is a learn. So, 3 and number 3. Make sure we go down in here straight. Start to spin. I think I just said 3 and number 3. Spark plug number 3. Excuse me. Now, hand tighten all the way down till she stop. You ain't trying to do too much. Just want to get in there till she stop. Till she stop. When the buzzer pop, you stop. And just because I had talked about it, see, for your spark plugs, there's a certain gap. There's a certain length of gap that should be in between here. You can buy a gapper inside of AutoZone. It look a lot like a quarter. Or like a 50-cent piece, it look a lot like that. But good thing about these, they come pre-gap. So they already set to a gap that I need them to be for my car. So that's that. I'm really not like a rush type of person, man. I like to take my time with anything that I'm doing. I get in trouble for that sometimes because, you know, oh, you're moving slow, but I'd rather move slow and move correct, you know what I mean, than to move fast and not know where the mishap might have came in at, you know what I mean? So, you know anything about K-Mac, he ain't in no rush. I'm sure of at my own funeral. Like, all right, my bad, y'all. Go on, get the thing started. Till she tight, don't want to turn no more, pop out. Alright. Pull my hand off. Remember, we just tighten all those down, hand tight, just to the point to where they, stay in there. Good morning, brother. Yeah, we're gonna take this right here. Bam. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, really where she stopped it. Tighten it in a little bit. Yeah. 1, 2. She only went 2. Alright. A little different, but hey, 2. Stop. Ain't even go 1. Tighten down in there, make sure she in there. Go back through. In there. Back through. In there. Go back through. Got a little give to it. In there though. First one already probably already moved into it. All right, now we back to the square we was at yesterday. Only thing I'm gonna do different is I'm gonna clean this top up just a little bit. Clean up these seals right around this inside. Come to your engine, you try to keep everything as clean as you can. Debris and small things that seem minuscule could really affect your engine. So you don't want to let anything fall down in there when you're cleaning. So you do wind up getting debris, some type of sand, dust, any type of pieces, anything like that you can avoid getting in there. Make sure you kind of wipe that and wipe it to get it out and not just wiping it anywhere, Make sure it don't fall down in there with the spark plugs. Do the best you can about that, but it won't be perfect. We got 4 plugs installed. Plug pack back on here. We're not gonna get lazy. What we're not gonna get lazy. Push those down. Not gonna get lazy and careless. Make sure that's in there good. Take out 2 bolts. Yeah. Early that we removed. Take out 2 bolts, make sure we replace those. Kind of hand tighten them down as much as we can. Hand tighten them down as much as we can, as much as allowed. Sometimes they gotta talk to your car, you gotta tell her, work with me, man. Work with me. I'm on your side. I'm trying to get you running good. I'm trying to do good for you, for us. So I need you to work with me, Bam. Once you go to get tight like that right there, remember, you ain't gonna tighten all the way down, but you're gonna get in there good so that we can keep this thing even. What you do it with cars and you do it with boats, it's a lot like math. What you do to one side, you gotta do to the other, So, bam. Starting to get tight, she good. Put this in there. Come on in. Keep that in there good. Turn. Get tight right there for me. Hold that for me, darling. Get tight right there. Give me a little more. Turn that, hold that right there for me, darling. Let this plug back. Snap. It's gonna be like the hill that snap right there. Wait for that piece. You gonna go on crank up? See how she do? Got a nice, quiet, smooth running, buzzsaw engine, baby. That's what we like. That's what we want. Now this thing get back on there. That's gonna conclude changing out the spark plugs, replacing the full pack. Gonna put on the road to see what you do. It's your man Mechanic Mac, aka K Mac. I'm out. Peace. Love.